Hey guys, Duane here. Welcome to Coffee with Duane. I have a few topics for today. First, I want to mention that yesterday was October 10th, 10/10/2025. On that day, exactly 40 years ago, I started a new job, accounting with a large Ford dealership. I had gone to business college. I went to the interview for this job. I didn't really want the job, but I got hired, and so on October 10th, 1985, I was sitting in my car in the parking lot trying to decide if I was going to go in or not. I had to give myself a little pep talk because I didn't really want this job. I don't even know why I applied for it, but it turned out to be a pretty good job, and I stayed there for 15 years. A couple funny stories about this job. It was 1985. There was no internet. There was a computer, a dealership computer in a computer room that held information about the inventory, the cars. And but nobody had a computer on their desk. My position was accounts payable. I paid the company's bills. I typed checks on a typewriter for years before we finally went digital and I got a computer. Anyway, how weird is that? I typed thousands of checks on a typewriter. No joke. Next funny story. After I had been working there like maybe 5 years or so, my boss told me, and I don't know why he told me this, but he told me that 4 people applied for the position I had. And they hired me even though I was the least qualified for the job, because in the interview he said he could tell that with my personality I could get along with a broad range of people. And I guess that had been a problem in the accounting office before I came along. Okay? I don't know. Next topic. I was riding my bike to the post office 2 days ago. And I was riding on the sidewalk, and because there was no bike lane on this street, it's a pretty busy street and there's no bike lane, so I ride on the sidewalk if there's no people, no pedestrians on the sidewalk. But I had to stop my bike because there was a little snake, a little garter snake, about 12 inches long, about as big around as a pencil, making his way across the sidewalk. And I didn't want to run over him. So I stopped and I watched him, and he made it safely across, and I went on my way. When I got to the post office, I dropped off my packages, and there was only the person behind the counter. There were no other customers. And so I told the guy about the snake, and he laughed, and he said, "That's funny." He said, "Sometimes the snakes try to come in through the front door of the post office." I have seen quite a few snakes on my bike rides, but I've never seen one at the post office. Another animal story. We have this irrigation canal that goes through my town. It's not a very big town, and there are farms everywhere, really. So there's this irrigation canal that they open in the spring, in April or May, and they open the gates or something, the valve, and it is fed by the river, the Columbia River. And the canal fills up, and then it's running through town, and there are pumps at the farms. The farms have pumps that pump water out of the canal. Everybody gets to use it. And anyway, in October, they drain the canal, and the water goes down, down, down. It takes like 3 or 4 days. And sometimes I see fish that got sucked into the canal, but now they're draining the water, and there's no place for the fish to go. They just die. And whenever I see that, I feel bad for them. But I never even thought about trying to rescue them. Okay? Bad Duane. Anyway, on the same day that I saw the snake, I saw there was a car parked along the canal, and there were 2 young women with rubber boots and plastic buckets in the canal catching the fish. And I was so proud of them. I stopped and I said, "Are you guys rescuing the fish?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Good for you." And they said, "Thank you," and I was on my way. So I got a MasterCard from PayPal. I didn't ask for it. I didn't apply for it. I don't want it. But they sent it to me anyway with a nice little surprise. Look at this. 30.39% interest. Have they lost their damn minds? No reasonable, rational person who understands math is going to accept this credit card. So I'm just going to cut it up. Damn. 30%. Damn. All right. That's all I have for you today. Have a great day. Peace out.